Welcome to today's Explainer. I'm so thrilled you're here because today we're diving into something that can fundamentally change how your business operates online. I want you to start by thinking about your business website, right? Don't just think of it as a digital brochure. Think of it as a high-performance sports car. Now, when you're out there racing in this incredibly competitive digital landscape, you wouldn't trust just anyone to build your engine, would you? Of course not. You need an expert pit crew. So today, we're going to explore the core services offered by top Oxygen Builder development agencies, specifically focusing on industry leaders like Viral Chili, and look at exactly why treating your website like a performance engine is the absolute key to winning.
Okay, so here's the ultimate million-dollar question. Why do some websites just convert effortlessly, while others kind of lag behind? You can pour money into a beautiful design, but if the framework underneath is slow, bloated, or clunky, you are literally leaving revenue on the table. Modern users have absolutely zero patience for a loading screen. I mean, think about your own habits. If a site lags, your potential customers bounce, and your competitors get the sale. That is the exact painful reality that elite agencies actually solve.
And that brings us to the secret weapon for these top agencies, Oxygen Builder. Now, this is vastly different from your average WordPress page builder. It generates incredibly clean, lightweight, semantic markup. Basically, that means it writes code that search engines and browsers can read instantly, without having to dig through layers of digital junk. It completely prioritizes site speed and performance over that bloated drag-and-drop code you see pretty much everywhere else. So think of Oxygen not just as a piece of software, but as the ultimate lightweight chassis for your revenue-generating machine.
So here is our roadmap for how we build and maintain this machine today. 1. The need for speed. 2. Custom design and e-commerce mastery. 3. SEO and performance optimization. 4. Scaling with white label. And 5. Maintenance, training, and costs. Let's dive in.
Part 1. The need for speed. Standard page builders might seem super easy to use, but the reality, it's bloated code, heavy load times, and generic templates that look like, well, a million other sites out there. In stark contrast, top agencies like Viral Chili utilize clean semantic markup and custom code integration to deliver lightning-fast speeds. They know that code bloat is the enemy of conversion. It goes back to the sports car analogy. You simply can't win a race if you're carrying around unnecessary weight.
2 seconds. I really want to emphasize this single data point. Pages built with Oxygen typically load in under 2 seconds. And here's the crazy part. That's even before any optimization plugins are added. That inherent performance foundation gives your pit crew a massive head start compared to teams wrestling with heavier, sluggish builders.
Moving right along to part 2, custom design and e-commerce mastery. So how does this actually build out practically? Well, a specialized agency doesn't just pull from a generic template library and slap your logo on it. They follow a rigorous custom design process. First, they dive deep into market and competitor research to understand your specific audience. Second, they translate that research into precise wireframes and mockups, so you know exactly what you're getting. And finally, they execute the build using Oxygen's visual interface combined with highly specific custom code. The result? A brand-specific, high-performance design.
Now, let's talk about selling online. 6 million. That's the number of active stores currently running on WooCommerce. It is undeniably the dominant platform for WordPress-based sites. And because it's so massive, it absolutely proves the need for specialized e-commerce integration. You really can't just plug it in and hope for the best.
To make a store actually thrive, agencies like Viral Chili deploy some really high-level strategies. They manage massive product catalogs, they heavily optimize checkout flows so you don't lose people right at the finish line. They seamlessly implement payment gateways, meticulously set up tax and shipping rules, and optimize every single product page. They're handling the high traffic and guiding your customers smoothly from product discovery all the way to checkout, all without ever slowing the site down. All right, part 3, SEO and performance optimization.
A top-tier agency doesn't just build your site and walk away, right? They conduct thorough diagnostic performance audits using advanced tools like PageSpeed Insights and GTmetrix. They are actively hunting down bottlenecks to fix them. We're talking optimizing images, enabling strategic caching for better digital aerodynamics, minimizing CSS and JavaScript, and leveraging content delivery networks. This fine-tuning? This is exactly what gets you those excellent core web vital scores that Google absolutely loves to reward. And the crucial point of all this technical heavy lifting is that clean HTML equals better SEO. Because Oxygen produces lean semantic markup, search engines can crawl and understand your content so much more easily than they can with nested, messy code. Top agencies take this natural technical advantage and combine it with strong SEO foundations, things like title tags, heading hierarchies, and natural keyword placement to make sure your site is highly visible.
Which brings us to part 4, scaling with white label.
Now, if you run a digital agency yourself, there is a really crucial difference in business models here. With a direct agency hire, the Oxygen agency builds the site and owns the client relationship. But with a white label partner, a team like Viral Chili works entirely behind the scenes as your technical pit crew, meaning your agency owns the client relationship. The partner handles all those complex technical decisions, and you just manage the client. It is a brilliant way to rapidly scale your revenue without having to suddenly scale up your internal headcount. A real game changer for sure.
And finally, part 5, maintenance, training, and costs.
A website isn't a set-it-and-forget-it thing. It's living, it's breathing, it requires ongoing support, just like a high-performance engine needs regular oil changes. Top agencies provide continuous security monitoring and updates, precise plugin and backup management, and crucial 24/7 issue response to prevent any revenue loss. Plus, they provide thorough CMS training and documentation. This actually empowers your own team to go in and update content confidently without the terrifying fear of accidentally breaking the whole site.
Okay, let's talk sticker price, because radical transparency builds trust. So what does this level of performance actually cost? Well, a simple brochure website usually sits between $3,000 and $8,000. A highly custom e-commerce site ranges from $15,000 up to $50,000 plus. And ongoing monthly maintenance is typically between $200 and $1,000 a month. Remember, you're paying for a bespoke, high-performance machine here, not an off-the-rack toy.
And how long does this all take? A standard 5 to 10 page site generally takes about 3 to 6 weeks from discovery to launch. If you're building out a complex e-commerce platform, that launch window stretches to about 8 to 12 weeks. But keep in mind, the speed of this timeline heavily depends on client feedback and, honestly, how fast you can deliver your content to the agency.
Let's wrap up with the ROI of performance. Because here is the ultimate payoff. Industry benchmarks show that optimized stores achieve 2 to 4% conversion rates. While average sites struggle just to load, an expert partner like Viral Chili is using Oxygen's incredible speed and clean code to push your conversions right into these highly profitable top-tier ranges. Faster sites mean people stay longer, they bounce less, and they buy more. It really is that simple. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought today. Is your website a true revenue-generating asset, or is it just an expensive, bloated template? When you invest in a partner who prioritizes performance and long-term success over just handing over quick deliverables, you're building an asset that will actually drive your business forward. Think about what your engine needs to win the race. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this gives you a clearer picture of what a top-tier partner like Viral Chili can truly deliver for your business.